Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Gun Chowder here again. Gonna do a gun review out here in the great outdoors. Doing it in front of my house. Hopefully we don't see any LEOs pass by here and wonder what I'm doing with the gun out front, but it's my property, so we shouldn't have any issues at all whatsoever with that. And gives you a chance so you can see my new sexy sunglasses that I got. Love these things. Anyway, I might do a review on that later on. Anyway, let's get down to it. This right here is going to be your 6-hour sp2022. It is the newer model, and the way you can tell that it's the newer model is if you look at the top right here, it does not have a loaded chamber indicator. And they've actually done a lot from this model compared to the older ones that they've had. One of the main things that they did to it was a trigger job. The trigger's totally different on this one than it was on their older models, and they've improved it quite a bit. And one of the main reasons I chose this gun right here is I like guns with hammers, guys. And no offense to you guys out there who like Glocks. You know, Glocks are great guns, and you might think this video is ragging on them a bit, but like I said, it's my own personal opinion. If you like Glocks, you don't need to watch the video. Go watch something else and deal with it. But I do like the fact that this gun does have a hammer, and it's a double action, single action only. There is no safeties on this gun at all whatsoever. I like my guns that way. The double action actually acts as safety for me. So I have no issues at all whatsoever with this gun. Now, why I chose this gun over a lot of the other things out there, like the Smith & Wesson M&P or the Glock, is price point. I think you get a lot of gun for your money right here. This gun right here is $400 is what I paid for it. And I'm sorry, 6-hour did not skimp at all on the quality of this gun. As compared to their other guns. A lot of people call it a bastard child of the 6-hour, but the reason I like this gun right here is they didn't skimp out. It's people see the low price point on it and they say, hey, well, you know what, that gun's a piece of crap because that's a low price point. Not true at all whatsoever. It's great value. Now, I did safely check the gun before, and I'll do it again. Nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine, so you know this is a safe gun. Have it pointed in a safe direction. So there will be no issues with that at all whatsoever. Now, one of the only major differences between this gun right here and, well, there's a lot of major differences, but the only downside to this gun compared to your Glocks, your Smith & Wesson, is going to be your takedown. This one has a more traditional takedown, like a similar to 1911 takedown, where you have to line up your slide release and your notch, and you pop out that slide release and you take down the gun. I have no issues at all with that whatsoever. For what I'm getting with this gun, for the quality of gun that I'm getting and the price that I'm paying for it, I have no issues. The only, well, yeah, actually I do, I'm lying. The only other issue I have is the guide rod on that. The guide rod is a polymer guide rod, but that is an easy $30 fix. I've actually already sent out for one, and maybe I'll annotate the website where I got it. It's $30, get yourself a stainless steel guide rod. To replace this polymer guide rod that we have right there. It does have a decocker on there, just like most SIGs do. And another good thing about this gun that I like is, like I said, they didn't skimp out. If you look right here, your sights right there, I'm not sure if you can see through those, high contrast sights, and they are steel sights. They didn't skimp out like Glock did, and that is a gripe I have with Glock. I don't know why they couldn't just put steel sights on theirs, but no, they have the polymer sights on there. I don't think it's a big deal, but if you do start scraping up those sights or anything, you know, you have a little bit more wear, and I think they're a lot easier to misalign the sights than you would with your steel sights. Now, another great thing about this gun that I love is the grip on it. The stippling on this grip is like used skateboard tape. It's just great. You know, when you grab that, it's not going to slip out of your hand. You know it's going to be secure. You're not going to have any issues with slippage on that. And it does have an adjustable back strap on there. One of the only major things I've noticed about the back strap is the beaver tail. I picked the one with the longer beaver tail on there. It grabs my hand a lot better than the one with the shorter beaver tail. But this gun, all in all, is definitely a great gun. It's a great value. You got your Picatinny rail system on here. It's not proprietary. I think the old SIG Pros were proprietary. This one's not proprietary, so anything that'll accept a Reaver or Picatinny rail, you can throw on there, light, laser, anything you want, you can pretty much just throw on that gun. Now what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do a quick takedown of it, so you can see a little bit of the internals on there. And like I said, you know, I made it seem like it was harder than it really was. Actually, it's very simple to take it apart. And we'll go through this and we'll see the internal craftsmanship of this. And I'll go piece by piece. First off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this right here. This right here is a Metgar magazine, and I know that because Metgar makes the aftermarket magazine and it's exactly the same. I'm very familiar with Metgar magazines, and I love Metgar magazines. I think Metgar makes one of the best magazines out there, and it is steel magazine, or actually an aluminum magazine. So it's not polymer. Not that I have anything against polymer. I think polymer magazines are great, but like I said, you know, they didn't skimp out. They give you a great magazine. Another downfall of the gun is they only give you one magazine, but for the price point that you have, I think the one magazine is fine. Now, if you look at the rail on this gun right here, this is a stainless steel rail, and that's where it differs from a Glock. Glocks use your, I think it's high carbon steel. So if this ever does get worn out or anything, what you can do is you can actually throw a bead blast on there, put another finish on there, and bring it back to its normal luster. But I have no problem with it at all whatsoever, and the rust resistance on this is going to be a little bit higher than you would see with Glock or well, pretty much Glock. I think Smith & Wesson M&P uses a steel rail as well. Another good thing about this gun, if you take a look at it, is your guide rails. Your slides riding on nothing but steel on your guide rails. You got your stainless steel guide rails on there. It's not sliding on polymer guide rails like other gun manufacturers, such as your Smith & Wesson Sigma. And to all you Sigma owners out there, if you take any offense to that, well, tough crap, because Sigmas are pretty much a piece of crap. And that's just my personal opinion. Like I said, you know, your opinions may vary, but I think Smith & Wesson Sigma trigger is a joke, and the fact that it has the polymer guide rods in the back is a joke as well. But this one has guide rods, and they're pretty good size, pretty substantial on there, so you're not going to have any problems at all whatsoever as long as you keep those lubed up. And we'll take a look at your barrel right here. This is your Smith & Wesson. You can tell I've been using this gun, and I have put about 450 rounds through it. And the 450 rounds I have put through this, I have yet to have one malfunction, one failure to feed, one failure to go in the battery. I've had no issues at all whatsoever with this gun. And if you look down that barrel right there, I'm not sure if you can see, they do coat the inside of that barrel with, I don't know exactly what SIG uses, but it is a coated barrel. So that prevents your rust resistance, makes your barrel going to last you a little longer than your normal. It's not chrome lined, but they do put, I can't remember exactly what they put on there, but this barrel is actually pretty close to, say, a PT26 barrel. And it's a great barrel all in all. Now, they do make this gun in 3 different varieties. This is a 40. They make it in a 9mm, and they make it in a 357 SIG. Now, I love the 357 SIG. I think that round's a great round, but when I go to the range, I'm going to be shooting a heck of a lot less than I am with the 40 because it's a more expensive round, and I think 40 is adequate, and I do like the 40 overall for a gun to conceal carry and to go to the range as well, because of the price that you're going to pay in the ammo. I'm not the richest guy in the world, but like I said, you know, I go for value, and I think this gun is one of the greatest values out there. The reason I'm mentioning the Smith & Wesson M&P and your Glock slot is because that's what this is going to compete against. It's going to compete against your Smith & Wesson, and it's going to compete against your M&P. And I think for the price point that you're going to pay for this, it's going to be in the same ballpark, if not better, because like I said before, the little additions that this has to it. And I love your mag release right there. If you look at that mag release right there, the greatest thing about that is with the Glock, you got to get all the extra accessories. You have to get an extended mag release. That one's just out perfect. It's just out enough, and it got some good stippling on there, so it's not going to be a problem hitting that with your thumb when you need to get that magazine out of there. Now, this is what I've been carrying. Like I said, I've been carrying this for probably about 2 months now, and it is bigger than what I'm used to carrying, because before you've seen my UDC videos, I carry that Taurus TCP 380, but I just feel a little bit more prepared with this right here. You know, this one holds 12 rounds, 1 in the chamber, 13 rounds, so I definitely don't feel underpowered by it. It's definitely a great gun, and you put it back together here. Putting it back together is just as simple as taking it apart. You just reverse it. And another good thing about this here, if you're going to notice, you cannot misalign your guide rod. And that guide rod has like a little nipple on there that fits in there, so you can't misalign it. So you're not going to have any problems at all, whatever, putting that right back on there. And make sure that barrel comes out forward when you're going to put your gun back together. Back ready to go. Like I said, the reason I chose this gun was value, quality. I'll put it up against just about any other gun within its price range out there. And like I said, for the quality and build, I don't expect to see this gun at that price range for that much longer, especially with everything happens, depending on how it goes with the election. But like I said, for the price on this gun, $400, you can't beat it. You're getting SIG quality. Alright, this is Gun Chatter, guys. Remember your Second Amendment, and make sure you join the NRA.